All hail to the rebel. Today we're going to talk about civilian casualties in war, and specifically use the example of the IDF, that is, the Israeli Defense Force. In the apparently democratic Western societies, we have an agreement. We will follow the laws of our governments as long as they can provide us with our needs. It is, as you will, like a marriage. But what happens when one partner becomes abusive? A government tells us we cannot kill the civilians, and often they base us on moral grounds, but in practice that is not the case. Governments kill countless people, often indirectly through policies, warfare, and other subliminal ways. The only reason we cannot go around killing people in reality is because there would be chaos, and that is a good reason. However, a government is the provider in this marriage, and sometimes in order to secure provisions, a government must be above the laws they create. This does not excuse them of all rules and regulations, but there must be a clear separation between the laws of the population and the laws of the provider. When Israeli planes bomb targets and those targets contain civilians who have been properly warned to leave beforehand but are often being held by terrorists, then the government must act with collateral damage. When an enemy soldier hides among civilians, it stops being a civilian target and becomes instead a military one. That being said, if possible, getting the two separated must be done, but this is not always effective nor even possible. Gymtocracy values each life that is innocent, and therefore any terrorist group will be held accountable. Also, for the collateral deaths caused by the right side of the conflict, it is terrible, but that is why we must make a swift end to these terrorists. If Islam is a breeding ground for terrorism, then we must remove Islam from non-Islamic countries. We must create a world where innocents no longer have to die, and the only way to do that whilst protecting the right values is to separate. Lord Salvatore has said this for years, and all Gymtocrats agree. Peace can only be restored through separation. This was Imperator Octoris. Subscribe, and all hail to the rebel.